Fantastic. Hello, folks. How's everybody doing tonight? We have a fantastic speedrun here between BalmungOni and ellervated. Hey, there's Faros in the chat. This is going to be fun, guys. I promise. We are just waiting on the countdown. I believe we're good. They're good. We're good.
All right, I will count down the runners, and then we'll get this started. Just making sure that they're ready. Alright, the runners are ready. Let's count them down. And they should be starting soon.
Alright, we are off. Let's see. Who's going to get started first? Hey, there we go.
Yep, names are in, map is selected, and let the runs begin.
And I didn't catch it, but they both started with the two-handed sword, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, standard stuff. Oh, hey, I can turn on game audio. There we go.
So, welcome everybody to No Holidays Allowed. Faerie % here for Legend of Mana. I'm Sarah Barron. With me is Magical Gnome.
That's
We're going to be guiding you through this journey here. Little storyline to skip, little storyline to read along with, to start with.
I am very excited. I've been watching ellervated going through a lot of practice runs for this. I don't know how much you've caught his stream, but he has brought his PB down by probably 2 or 3 minutes over the last month. So he's been doing a lot of practice on this.
Yeah, I think he's been working, I would say, about the last 3 weeks or a month. And he's improved from about a 154 to what he's got now, a 152.44. It's only 21 seconds behind Balmung's current PB.
Yeah, so. I know you folks can't see this, but we do have the runners live split up on our screens, so we can see where they are now versus what their bests are, and we can see their sum of best, well, actually no, not sum of best, but their personal best as well. And yeah, it is a 21-second difference between these two runners for their personal bests. So you're going to see a very close race here.
Yep, and starting off, we've gotten out of bed. It's time to wake up and go save the world, one place at a time. We changed out our abilities and talked to the sapperling there, and he gave us our first artifact.
Yeah,
a tutorial on the world map.
A very interesting thing about this game is how the world map is built. Each location is placed by the player through artifacts, which you just saw happen there, and it determines a lot of how this run goes. Every single place affects the locations around it, and the placement of each of these is mapped out perfectly to reduce the amount of time they spend moving from location to location. There was a lot of science put into this and a lot of math.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, your home is the safest place in the world, and the closer you can place anything on the world map to your home actually keeps the level of any enemies you may encounter lower.
Alright.
So, with our first drop, it's Domina. We're going to come over here, talk to our friend Alazel. Start a quest.
We have 2 jade eggs. Nobody messed up.
Well, there's only a little bit of dialogue so far.
I say that, and then Balmung misses the exit.
We're still neck and neck here.
Yeah, we're picking up our friend Nicolo here. He is going to be in a lot of the missions in this run, I think we use Nick the most of any companion in this run.
That would be correct. Yeah, Nick has a bit more screen time than usual. Lazel was just a quick, pickup. Got the artifact we needed, and then we unfortunately leave him behind in this run. There's a different category called Jumi where Lazel plays a much bigger role, but not today.
We don't like Lazel. He's a jerk anyway, so, it's fine. At least Niccolo has a clear motive. Money.
He does 50,000 lucre, which is a lucrative amount of money in this game.
Yeah, there's... I don't think you can even get... No, you can probably get 50,000.
You definitely can.
But
it's a lot of work.
It's a long time. The most expensive item we buy in this run is it 2,000 or 3,000? Or is it 2,500?
It's somewhere in the 2,000 range, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 2,000 to 2,500 for the gold weapon that we purchase, and that is the most expensive and only thing we buy in this run.
Yeah, defense isn't really better than just being evasive. So we don't have to go out of our way to buy armor, but the best defense is offense. So we did pick up this Jade Egg for that purpose. We're going to complete the required mission here, and then we'll be hopping back in to get a much stronger weapon.
Yes, that is one of the best parts about doing this mission so early, is there is an enemy here that we'll be seeing after they complete this run of the cave that we use to farm a much more powerful weapon. I think it's 2 to 3 times stronger than the starting weapons.
Well, it's pretty big. I think it's if our current weapon has about a 10 to 12 attack rating, it's two-handed, a little stronger than that. I believe the axes that can drop have something
they're in the
20 to 30.
Yeah.
So it's quite a jump. Doubling the damage is pretty huge. But we're getting a little bit of combat here.
Yeah, I think every routes this axe in at the beginning.
It's so fast. It's literally at the start. So
yeah, it's 30 seconds.
One of the most important parts of being fast is going to be completing these combat sections quickly. And you'll notice that each enemy, when it's defeated, drops a whole lot of crystals, or it can drop an item bag. The item bags are great because they're quick to pick up, but the XP crystals let us level up, which increase our stats. So we do want sort of a mix of the two. XP at the beginning is good. Later on, we kind of want more item drops.
Probably the best thing about items early on is that they disappear quickly if you leave them on the ground.
Oh yeah.
That is the only reason you really want to see them. They're a quick pickup, or if you're picking up XP elsewhere, you just leave that item on the ground and it'll disappear.
Yep.
And yes, as Silent Sigil said in chat, Ellervated actually left about an enemy to an enemy and a half worth of XP crystals on the back of his map and just kept on running.
Oh man. Nick, you gotta aim your STs. Over on Balmung's side, Nick just walked over into the corner and used his special ability. Completely whiffed.
We don't like the AI very much in combat. Ellervated with the dodge, but he didn't connect.
But Balmung
Looks like
is
Balmung has
taking
finished.
an early lead here.
He came in behind on this too.
Yeah, doing can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes he gets his special off more often than not. And our weapon's not very strong right now, so you really have to hope he's kind, or that Niccolo helps. He did try a little bit there at the end.
So I know during the intermission you said you were expecting a 2 and 3 for the axe drops.
Yes.
Was that just being nice because the runners were in the room?
I mean, let's be honest. I want the race to be interesting. I do not want it to be one-sided. What we mean by those numbers is we're going to be fighting 2 bandits. Each one has a 25% chance to drop an item. It doesn't matter which item they drop. There's 2 of them, and we can use either one. So that's 2, and each one has a 25% chance. Odds are good that we get it in 1 or 2 battles, but there are records for the most fights in that room.
And
the number is pretty high.
Yeah, it's bad. I think the highest someone has ever gone is 16. Wait, where is Balmung going?
Balmung, you forgot your axe.
Did he grab the wrong boink?
No, he got the right boink. I think he just realized it.
I was going to say, he just turned backwards. Did he forget?
What a gentleman.
Yeah, he's given up that lead. All right, Ellervated has made it back. Yep, he's turned around. He just realized what happened. All right.
Oh,
here goes
no.
Number 1. Did he go the wrong way? Oh, jeez. No, no axe on number 1.
Don't
number
get lost,
2,
Balmung.
nothing. So Balmung has a chance. Ellervated did not get an axe on his first try. Balmung is lost.
This is a bit of a surprise.
He normally does this without a problem. Is he going to go all the way back to the beginning? Oh, he has stopped moving. Uh-oh. His timer has also been paused.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Ellervated is not getting the best of luck with these bandits. He's holding them down pretty good, but they just keep dropping a bunch of EXP for him.
Oh, so apparently his PC just blue screened. His PC just blue screened.
He is down.
Oh dear.
And sorry for the too loud mic there.
No, that
my mic being
that is all right.
It's good to get an update.
1 second. I cannot hear you two. Okay, now I can. Sorry, I had some tech issues on my end. I couldn't hear you two. His PC just blue screen. Did you already announce that?
Yes, we heard.
Okay, so
that's not good.
In case, let me check the schedule. We might be able to do a rerun. Yeah, we'll be like 50 minutes behind, but we can do a restart. So,
okay.
I can tell you, Ellervated won't mind. He is currently on his 4th attempt for an axe.
Yeah, this is a pretty epic axe grind we've already got started here. So, 5 attempts is usually what I like to call a reset on. Like if there's you know, in a casual race, but in one like this, you know, the luck you get is the luck you run with.
I was gonna say we should let Ellervated know, and he will probably be very happy that he can restart this.
A little bit.
Hey. So, Ellervated, Balmung has crashed.
Yeah, should probably keep my mic on here. Balmung's PC has crashed. We'll do a restart. We can handle it schedule wise.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, Ellervated is.
They're both in
back.
general
Okay,
now.
let me just move him back up. All right, you two.
Hey guys.
Back. All right, Balmung, let me know when you're. Yeah, let me know when you're good to go again. I should probably also make sure that my mic is on mono. I think the stream has been enjoying my right ear too much.
Oh boy.
Sorry guys, I don't know what the fuck happened there. That was stupid.
It's all good. You're live, by the way. Just so you know, this captures live currently.
Yeah, we are still live.
I gotta turn my alerts off real quick. How do I do that?
Alerts?
Yeah, my alert went off too. It scared the crap out of me.
Shutter. You double click on them and hit shutter, so we're not visible.
Hello, sorry you guys.
And then disable them.
Hey, Ellervated.
Well, I don't have them set on my thing, which is my scene, which is weird.
Yeah, you gotta find the scene that actually has the alert, and then you double click on the source, and then.
Platinum.
If you start getting frustrated again, let me know.
I think all my scenes have alerts. How do I turn them off?
Just right
Is
click
it
on
all
it
the
and
same
disable.
source? Is it all the same browser source?
Kinda.
When it's just a shared source, so you double click on it, and just hit shutdown source when not visible, and that will like apply across that source in all scenes.
Where's that
But
at?
we can just use elevated audio. It's all good. Just get live back as soon as possible.
Where we going? Where's that at?
It doesn't matter. Just get back live as soon as possible. We can just use elevated audio.
Yeah.
And elevated, I believe you are.
So we're just restarting the race.
Yeah, elevated. You switch
Yes.
your scene. Could you please swap back? I'm still on the scene.
My bad.
That just kind of messed up the layout. I guess we can see your face. Surprise face cam.
Oh boy.
Oops.
It's all good. Let me know when you're back, Bowman.
I should be back now.
Are we just gonna do a restart?
Yep, we're doing a restart.
Okay.
Cool. Gosh, I was on like 6 triacs.
Yeah,
Yes, we know.
There.
We were saying that you were probably going to be very happy to restart this.
Oh, heck yeah.
Alright, Bowman, are you live?
Yeah, I should be.
Just VLC. I mean, OBS not wanting to pull the RTMP stream, but we'll deal.
I'm just trying to turn my alerts off because they scared the crap out of me, and I'm trying to focus.
It's all fine. I'll just use elevated audio.
Don't worry about it.
No sweat, dude. I definitely have done that before.
Yep.
So,
I cannot get Bowman's stream back up.
yeah, I don't have it either. Balmung, just make sure you're using the stream key you were given, and we should.
Yeah, I haven't changed it.
Because OBS crashed, it might have reset your.
Because OBS crashed.
Double check the settings. Yeah, but while Bowman is setting up, I guess I can shout out that we're raising money for Go Rescue. So if you want to save the doggos, you can type !donate in the chat. While Bowman is trying to get the stream back up.
I gotta cancel stream to do it real quick then. Don't let me change the key while I'm here.
Oh, is the key is it not starting? Like, does it say invalid stream key?
Yeah, give me something weird.
Okay, then just put it 2 afterwards. And 2 commentators do the same.
Yeah, I managed to change it. Should be.
Oh, and we have a different scene from you now.
We're getting something.
Yeah, we have your scene, but you need to swap to a different scene.
Yep, you need you need to swap back to that scene. Let me just make sure that it's still cropped, and then we'll get you to a countdown again. So we're running 50 minutes behind. We can easily make that up. It's one of the slowest marathons. Don't worry. All right, I will give you to a countdown again in the runner room. So good luck, have fun again.
Cool, thank you.
No problem. All right, round 2.
All right, we got this.
We indeed have all the things that we need.
So I guess we don't really need to explain the beginning again. We can just let people enjoy the nice music.
Well, I mean, while we're here at the world map, we can let everyone know that just how the game is very open world, you are able to choose where your world exists on this sort of overworld. That gives you a little bit more water here or there. You can control
And we should be off again soon.
a few aspects like that.
I imagine you may need to do the same thing I need to do. Balmung is a little ahead of Ellervated.
Yeah. So we're getting started here. It'll.
All right. We're going back in, seeing the starting cutscene again. The music on that cutscene is so good. I wish we could watch it.
Yeah, there's quite a few different songs in this game that are very memorable. Among my favorites, it's probably going to be Gato Grotto's. Trying to remember. That's the final zone for Jumi, the Bejeweled City.
Bejeweled City is an amazing soundtrack. No, Balmung, we don't have your timer, but that's okay. We've got him lined up. Oh, wait, he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Liquid Snake, the game is just restarting due to a minor technical issue. So you got here just in time.
I mean, that sounds like relatively swell timing. Yeah.
George, we can still hear your keyboard. Okay.
Yeah. So once again, we're getting out of bed, setting our initial skills. Those skills come into play because the game allows you to learn new abilities based off of what skills you have currently active.
The skill system in this game is really nice and really in-depth, I have to say.
Yeah.
Between the weapon skills and the actual abilities that you can use, it's really complicated.
Yeah, it's definitely complicated, and unfortunately, the speed run is only going to focus on the minimum amount of skills. There's some really interesting, intricate ways that you can attack. The most memorable one comes to my mind is there's a skill you learn with a dagger where you literally trap an enemy in a mirror and then just bust that mirror.
That one's really cool. I've seen it all of once. And in chat, we have a question from FaxFrag that I think we should answer. What is Faerie percent?
Well, Faerie percent is going to be one of the 3 major storylines that you encounter throughout the game. You do have to complete one of these 3 storylines to actually complete the game. You will not get the final zone to appear until you have gone through one of those 3 major plot lines.
Yeah, and that's one of the really cool things about this game as well, is there are 3 completely separate storylines that you have the option of completing to actually finish the game. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do all 3. And I believe Silent Sigil is right. It's one of the 3 stories and at least 18 artifacts from missions placed on the map.
Yeah, there's also a requirement. That one's more hidden, but as you generally explore through the world, you will naturally come to have that many artifacts and more as places to revisit throughout your gameplay.
And the next time we're on the world map, you'll actually see in the top left corner a small medallion with a seed in it. As more missions are completed and more artifacts are placed on the map, that seed will start to grow into a tree. Once that tree is fully grown, then you are done and can get the mana tree, which is the final location of the game.
Absolutely. So once again, we're talking to Tipo here with Niccolo, trying to sell a wheel, 50,000 lucre. Tipo doesn't like that deal at all. So Nick's he doesn't know what to do, so he just gives the wheel to us for safekeeping.
That is the wrong choice.
Tipo, gathers up enough money. Lucre is the money of the game, by the way.
Giving us the wheel is not a great decision because we kind of just throw it on the map.
We throw it on the ground? No one told me this.
I mean, yeah, we kind of just we just place it over there somewhere beside Domina and take off along the highway. Yes, that is also true, Frieza. The Song of Mana that you may hear at the ending of the game is not in Japanese. It is done in Swedish. I don't know why, but it is a beautiful song, and hopefully we'll get a chance to listen to it during the ending credits.
So back into our first combat here. 1 bat, 2 mushrooms. These mushrooms can be a little bit of a hassle because they can throw their little head at you. And they also have
The
a spin
head's
attack
not the
that can
worst of it.
stun you.
Yes, the spin. Man. And the really fun part about that, the player also has a spin attack. 3 spins will cause you to become dizzy and stun you for a moment. If you spin twice and a mush boom spins you once, that will also cause you to be dizzy.
There's definitely some interesting interactions that you wouldn't normally think of in an RPG that are here.
And one other thing I should probably mention, because I'm sure people have started to notice it by now. If you're listening closely, and we're not talking over it the entire time, you can hear a bit of a beep or an error sound. And that is caused by what we call power canceling. You'll notice that both of the runners are using heavy attacks over and over and over and over, which normally wouldn't be possible because they have a cooldown time. But if you press an empty power attack or an empty ability slot button, you get an error noise. And that error noise, for whatever reason, cancels the cooldown animation on heavy attacks. So through the right timing, you can mash the 2 buttons back and forth and do what Balmung is currently doing and wail on enemies.
Yeah, and when you do push one of your special ability buttons that does have a skill, in this case Rising Crush, you will have a little power-up animation followed by an attack that does pretty big damage.
And for the entire duration of that attack, you are invincible. You cannot be damaged, you cannot be affected by status effects. For all intents and purposes, you no longer exist during that animation.
I mean, bosses are the same way. They can do the exact same things.
This is true. And it gets really annoying in some of the later bosses.
Yeah, there are some bosses that are well known for their, we'll call it spamming.
Yeah, and we will see one of those later when we fight the Boreal Hound. One of the most infamous ones, I believe.
Yep. So we have our cutscene. We have rescued just a random girl in a dungeon. And here comes Alazal claiming that we're bad people.
I mean, we are bad people, but not because of that.
But she's grateful, so she gives us an artifact. That one's the Firefly Lamp. It unlocks another town called Lumina. We'll be
And
getting
we
to
won't
that
be placing that for a very long time.
Yeah, that one's gonna hang out with us for quite a while.
And I don't know if anyone caught it, but for just a moment on Ellervated's screen and on Balmung's screen, you could see what I was talking about in the top left corner, the Seed of Mana. And right now, it is just a tiny little sproutling.
Yep. All right, so we are back. We've caught up to the bandits.
Hey, Balmung made it. He remembered to go up. Oh, Ellervated with a first try axe.
The first job. That's
Balmung
pretty
not so lucky
exciting.
on the first.
Let's see.
Nope. Okay, we have an Earth Splitter for Ellervated.
Earth Splitter is the good one.
This is a topic of debate among every single runner as to which of the axe drops is the best.
It's just a point of love for me. The Earth Splitter, I have so much fun with it, but realistically,
Never get a
speaking-
consensus. We have
Oh,
2
nice.
Earth Splitters for Balmung.
Oh no, my comment came true.
Oh no. So we have a first try and a second try, and Balmung got double Earth Splitter. He is going to be very, very angry about that. He is not a fan of the Earth Splitter.
He might not be over the moon when he gets 2 in a row.
I guarantee he was hoping at least one of those was a black elk.
Nope. A little bit of confusion from the bats. Meanwhile, Ellervated makes his escape from the cave with his shiny new axe.
He did get caught in a couple of those boinks, though, so a little bit of time lost, but he still has a fair lead here right now. Here we go, wasting Nicolo's $50,000 wheel, dropping it on the ground.
I just picture us putting it down and rolling it, and it's perpetual, so it just keeps going forward. Unfortunately, going forward in that direction was the ocean. So you're right, it's gone.
Yep, it just disappeared into the depths. Oh no. Oh, Balmung had a very unfortunate setup with those boinks.
That was an aggressive boink.
It really was.
Yeah, and
So
this is for everyone's knowledge.
This is one of the differences between the Earth Splitter and the Black Elk. Earth Splitter will be killing most of the enemies on this run in one hit throughout the highway. Whereas with the Black Elk, it would take them down to about 1 HP. So it's 1 hit versus 2, or 2 hits versus 3 for most of these enemies. And that is one of the saving graces of the Earth Splitter, in my opinion.
Yeah. We're actually seeing a third drop that you can get off of enemies now. It's a little bit of candy. Everybody likes candy. Candy heals you just a little bit. I want to say 20%, but I feel like it's higher.
It might be 25, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's a relatively rare occurrence that the healing would matter.
And in the event that it does matter, something that I did a bit of research on, there is a way to spawn candy through inputs.
Oh yes, that is not fun when you just suddenly do a dance.
Yes, you can spawn them through a string of 6 inputs, I believe, without dropping them. So it would be something like a double counter or a double quick followed by something like a dodge or a backflip followed by more consecutive quick attacks, and you will spawn a candy when you kill the enemy, or you can do something else silly.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the Crystal Flash from Super Metroid. It's just a hidden command in there that it'll happen to you every so often. You just won't know what's going on.
Yep, you'll be completely lost as to why or how that happened. Why am I suddenly dancing?
So, Mantis,
yes,
easy come, easy go.
As Silent is saying in chat, there are 2 methods to do it. One of them is killing the enemy. The other is a really long set of attacks on an enemy.
Right.
But yeah, if you have a good quick attack string, you can spawn candy on accident. I've done it.
Definitely. So we've got the classic one enters the boss as the other exits. And just before the boss room was entered for each player, they did take a moment. They learned a new skill called counterattack.
Yes, counterattack is one of probably the most used skill in this run, aside from possibly jump, depending on how the runner does their setup. I know I don't use jump nearly as much as I should, but some people abuse it a lot. But counterattack is what it sounds like. You block, and if an enemy hits you during I think it's 2 seconds that the animation lasts, you will riposte and hit them for, I believe, 4 times on counterattack and 8 times damage on counterstrike.
It's a big number.
Yeah, it will kill almost every enemy in the game in a single hit.
And we even try to use it on bosses sometimes.
We use it constantly on the final boss of the game. It's the only way we hit them, in fact. So here we are in the Gato Grottos, where we will be spending probably a quarter of this run.
Yep, Gato Grottos is very integral to the Faerie storyline. But before we can get too deep into it, there's a mystery going on around here, and we need to solve it.
Time to play detective.
Yeah, not much combat going to be going on for the next 3 minutes or so. Bit of dialogue. You get to see the nuns, the temple, the city. Wow, the shop. There's not much of a city on this cliffside, but I mean, I'd say they've done a good job for what they have.
I mean, considering they built it into the side of a mountain, I'm impressed.
Yeah, we've got a quick one-shot view. The game actually stops you from moving to show off the temple here. Sort of floating, hoisted in the air there.
I don't think I would trust that little piece of rock to hold that up.
I mean, if it's been there for 5 years, it surely will hold for another 100.
I don't know about that. I would not trust it. You will not catch me walking into that temple.
Fair enough. But we're chasing down this sapperling. He's got a popo bug that is crawling on him. He doesn't like it, but he can't seem to pull it off, so he's just running around asking for help from everybody.
And unfortunately, not many people seem to have his best interests at heart. So we have our dear friend Mr. Rubens here, the red-headed Jumi. And he is going to have a very unfortunate accident very soon.
Yep. We learn here that he has a friend that has a severe illness, and the popo bug is a cure for that illness. But for whatever reason, he just refuses to take advantage of the situation at hand.
Ooh,
And-
elevated with the table cut.
Getting an argument with that nun there.
Let's see if Balmung can cut through the table.
Let's see.
Oh, he did it.
Nice. Yeah, that table cut's just a short time save. Instead of going around, you just cut straight through.
It can also be a time loss because there is actually a point in that little path where you can get stuck. I've done it before. It was really weird. But yeah, it's not a perfectly straight path. And if you try and run straight through it, you will get caught on a ledge.
But yeah, one of the great things about this area, you can see it on Balmung's cutscene, there's actually a waterfall in the background there.
And a giant bird nest.
Walking away from it now. But you can actually see the other zones or the other places in this area you can travel to.
Yeah, we will be visiting that waterfall soon. You can see... Actually, it's not that soon, I guess. It's in about 30 minutes. When we revisit our dear friend Niccolo. We'll be taking a trip down to that waterfall.
Yep. Lots to do in Gato, but we'll take it step by step.
Do we have a moment?
We do.
Because there might be lots of things to do in Gato, but there's also lots of incentives to be met for the marathon. Speaking of that, we've got a $5 donation from Chrono255, originally saying, put this towards the Legend of Mana bit war for a character named Goreska. Unfortunately, there was a bit late. That came in too late, but I have insider information. That was put towards the Bloodstained incentive to upgrade the category to all bosses. And with that, that incentive is met, so thank you for the donation.
Thank you so much, Corona.
There
And
we
back to
go.
the run.
And
So, unfortunately, we just saw on Elevated screen and now on Balmung's screen, Mr. Rubin's very bad day.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a fight with a nun. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, we don't like nuns in this run. We do everything we can to ignore them or, well, run away from them. We kind of just leave them laying on the ground a couple times.
I mean, that nun just teleported.
She did. We get off to a bad start with nuns.
Alright, so Ellervated is off on his quest to find Sandra, the jewel thief. We're going to be running through this combat zone to find her.
And as we just saw, if you clip around that corner, you can skip that fight. And it is a great time save, actually. Probably 15, 20 seconds saved by skipping that combat.
This mountainside is a pretty complicated area.
Oh man,
If you get lost here, you can really start scratching your head.
I spent so much time as a kid lost in this area. It is so easy to go down the wrong way and then just have no idea where you're going.
Yeah,
Even
you just
with
have to see Elevated past the waterfall there real quick.
Yep. Even with the leaves on the ground trying to show you where you're going, which you'll see here in just a moment on Balmung's screen, it can still leave you completely confused as to what do they want me to do? Normally you go up there instead of going to the left and end up in a completely different part that is so much longer. The whole thing is a huge mess, but the music is good. I cannot deny that this is a jam.
It gets my blood pumping. And we can see that
Oh, hey,
Sandra
candy
just
drop.
got away with that jewel. We'll have to catch her on another day.
Bye, Sandra. We'll see you again never. Sandra and all of the Jumies are unfortunately not part of this story. As interesting as the whole thing can be, we don't care about the Jumies today.
Yeah. When it comes to the three storylines, Dragon is the easiest one to stumble upon, and once you're there, you're...
I think
Pretty
everyone who has
stuck into
played
the
this game casually has ended up on Dragon.
Yeah. I would say Faerie's the second one you stumble upon. It's a little harder.
It's
just
easy
because...
to start Faerie, but I don't know how easy it is to follow through with some of the weird turns that it takes.
Oh, it's really hard just because of how many times you have to go back to Gato. It's just unusual a little bit.
And there's a couple times that we just go visit Gato for no reason, and we go to a place with no prompting, but that is what you have to do to continue the storyline.
Yeah. So Elevated just unlocked the upgraded version of Counterattack. That would be Counter Strike.
Did I miss him equipping it, or has he not put it on yet?
I don't think he's put it on yet.
Oh, here we see another ST, Flying Saw Blades, to just wipe this room because these are some of the worst enemies to fight one-on-one, or one-on-three in this case.
Yeah, there's a lot of combats where there's just way more enemies than there are us. Thankfully, they're usually much weaker than we are.
Silent is saying that we are blind, and he did in fact equip it.
Well, I accept my blindness. Thank you.
Let's see. Balmung is equipping it now. There we go. I see ellervated is still using his old strat. I told him he could go down here instead of up, but he's going up still. What do I know? So, Silent, the reason for killing those is simply that they are some of the more annoying enemies to kill. The Shriek Nips, for the most part, are quick kills with the Earth Splitter, which is why I think they used it before. It's just faster to eliminate 3 of them in one go.
Yeah, so if you use your special with the Earth Splitter, it's a one hit KO. With the other weapon that we could have gotten, Black Elk, they would all be left with a very minuscule amount of HP.
And here he goes, flying saw blades on the Shriek Nips. So yeah,
Oh,
he is
man.
able to do it on both.
Taking that top path is...
That is probably the one advantage to taking the top path. Is that you get a bit more ST and can wipe those out like that.
Yeah, and we get to see these odd little eyeball floating enemies.
That's true. I forget what they're actually called. But yeah, that is one way of doing it. So, we haven't talked a lot about the story in this level, and it's really weird. We see a whole lot of stone penguins and their walrus captain.
It's definitely a good story, especially from the game's point of view. Penguins come to a forest looking for treasure. They're attacked by the Guardian, or the Master. And all those stone penguins you see around, well, that's the Master's doing.
Well, there goes the captain. Looks like it's time for some heroics. Let's go fight whatever this thing is.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a long drop off that cliff. We can do it.
Yeah, no harm. It's fine. And now we have a stone walrus.
Yep, all the penguin mates are in a fret because their captain has been stonified. And the only solution is to make us do the work.
We'll have this person here fight the master. Wait, who? Me? Oh. Why me? I love the main character's expressions when that happens. They just say, yeah, we'll have you do it. Who? Oh. So, here comes the bait. That is a strong turtle. He just yeeted that stone walrus a good 100 feet.
Gonna have to sign him up for the Olympics.
What do you even put him in? Shot put?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Alright, moving on to our next boss.
Here is the Master, otherwise known as the Gorgonite. Now, this guy has one of the worst abilities where he will just become invincible and teleport across the screen. Oh, almost had it.
Yeah, that float up looked suspicious.
Oh, teleported directly into an ST. He gets the hit. Good damage and down.
Good night, Gorgonite.
That was a good time save, actually, looking at the timer.
Yeah, Gorgonite can go a little bit sideways. He can put you to sleep. He can teleport.
Oh, being put to sleep is the worst.
He can definitely get away. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled here. Let's see if we get a funny view of the penguins for just one frame. Oh, the ones on top kind of just laid down.
They did lay down.
So that cutscene actually ends, and it's a little different every time.
There are 2 of those in this that I know of. There's that one and one coming up here during the Murmuring Forest. Oh. I'm surprised that Balmung isn't going for the counter-strike on this, but rather the heavy attack on those downward swings. Oh, that is really unlucky.
Wow.
Last sliver of health, and he got an ST. Oh, that is... I would not be happy right now. And I'm sure he's not.
But either way, another Gorgonite down.
Yeah, we are not too far behind.
All right, let's see how our penguins react this time around.
We have Ellervated going into possibly one of the most confusing areas in the game. There are 2 that are really, really bad. The ruins and the jungle. And we do them back to back.
Yeah. The mindless ruins.
Yeah, casually, this place is a nightmare. First, you have to figure out where you're going. Then you have to figure out what you're doing. I can tell you it took me a good 20 minutes to figure out the flower gates the first time I was here.
I mean, the moment I knew that telekinesis was involved, I was ready for the storyline.
And there we have 1 block by a flower.
Yep, one of the more easily trackable points of struggle in your run is going to be these little flowerlings that walk back and forth in the gated areas that are the puzzles.
One of the single greatest points of time loss in your run is going to be these flowers. He got double blocked by that flower.
He managed to get through.
He clipped through it pretty quickly. Let's see. Oh, there's a third. There are 11 chances for these flowers to block you throughout the game. And he's hit 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah. But he hasn't... I don't think he's had a serious block just yet.
No, nothing terrible.
Just a momentary delay.
You can lose up to 5 seconds on some of these guys if they don't move the right way. Psychokinesis activated. What does that mean? Good question. I have no idea. Oh, that one was a little rough. Looks like Balmung got through without too much trouble.
Yeah, so we're just unsealing the temple that houses a potentially evil being inside it.
I'm sure it's fine. Nothing to see here. Balmung is making up time with these flowers. They are being very kind. Oh. Oh no!
Oh, that flower.
That one wasn't very nice.
Right in the doorway.
Oh.
Elevated just about in our next boss room.
Going for the counter strike. There it is. Davila is not a hard boss, but a very annoying boss.
I'd say he's pretty unique because he doesn't... Most bosses will focus on you and constantly move towards you, where Davila kind of meanders around the room.
Davila is one of the uniquely ranged bosses. I don't think any other boss has as many ranged attacks and as much magic as Davila uses. Because that is most of his focus throughout the combat, is staying away from you and dumping magic spells on you.
He's pretty balanced. You can see he's...
If you get up close to him, he does try and keep you in combat. And that can be worked to your advantage.
Oh, he's on the move.
Until he starts doing this.
Oh my goodness.
There was one of the magic attacks I was talking about.
Yeah, magic is
There's
unique in this
another one.
game. It has to charge up before it can be used. And unfortunately, like your specials, it does not make you immune to attacks.
So that was an okay Davula fight. Nothing amazing. But it wasn't terrible.
I'd say it was pretty good.
He didn't get off an ST, so that's we'll call it a win.
Definitely.
And I suppose we haven't explained it yet, but ST in this case stands for, I believe, Special Technique, which is what the special skills you see people using are that make you invincible.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes Balmung to the Davula fight. Let's see how this goes. It's a bad start.
Huh?
Trying... Oh, the counter-strike was interrupted by a stun.
Wow.
That is unfortunate. Balmung now talking to Mr. Fuddy Duddy. Ellervated, not Balmung, excuse me.
Yep, Elevated entered the jungle.
Yeah.
Getting
Ellervated
his
is in the jungle.
quick storyline out of the way. Two people that are in debt are tasked with making some quick money by defeating
Capturing
a Ducate.
Yes, a very unique animal. And it looks like Balmung has made his way out. There was an ST in that combat and a few unfortunate situations, but he made it through. He's not too far behind. And this run can still go either way. We still have a good hour and probably 10 to 15 minutes left in this run. So we'll see who comes out on top.
Yep, nobody's out of this race just yet. We have a gauntlet of bosses that is coming up pretty soon here to go through. There are two
I'm
in
not even
particular.
worried about... I wouldn't even be worried about the bosses. I'd be worried about the zombies.
Oh, the zombies are their own creation, their own challenge to be taken care of.
Zombies are possibly one of the most annoying enemies to me, simply because if you don't deal with them perfectly, they will stun lock you. And they will just keep hitting you over and over and over. I have actually lost a run to zombies before. I have died to the double zombie room.
Yep, zombies can sit there and take turns flattening you, or even a single one can hold you in place for quite a while. And you'll lose, 50, 60, 80% of your life. It can be pretty scary to go through. Elevated getting sent back to the beginning of the jungle, trespassing in the Faerie's territory, and they didn't like that, so... But we used it for our own gain because we need Skippy and...
I believe it's Hamson.
Hamson. We need their help to find the Ducate in the forest. So we recruit their help. They're going to go around the forest making a lot of noise to roust him out.
And they're also going to make a nice pathway for us to follow. Here we are in the Ducate's territory and the double zombies. This one, thankfully, ooh, not a good start, but this isn't the worst fight.
Oh boy.
We're all right.
I was worried for just a moment there.
Yeah, I was a little worried, but it's fine. Here we have flying saw blades to eliminate some cockatrice.
Yeah, the enemies are getting a little tougher as we progress through the game. Not only are they higher level, but they do also have status effects that they can inflict upon us. Some of them can turn us to stone for a couple seconds. We can potentially get paralyzed or poisoned.
The tomatoes will just sit on your head and drain your blood.
Yep.
And the combat isn't over until they jump off and you kill them. Which is rather annoying at times. Or if you're really unlucky, you kill them, then they jump on your head and you have to wait for the animation to end before they die.
Well, I mean, they're surviving because of you.
Yeah,
The
that
moment
one
they leave you, they're done for.
That is possibly the most annoying thing I've ever had in one of the combats with them is you see the kill, it's in mid-animation, lands on your head, and then you're stuck. And yes, I believe that was elevated using a counter-strike to kill an enemy in a single shot, which you will see quite frequently in a little bit here.
Yep, we're in our fight with Ducate. He's throwing a bunch of fruit at us. We're not a fan.
So he did get off one ST, but Elevated uses that time to get his own ST off and connect for some really good damage. That was a rather quick fight, even though he did get a technique off. I'd be pretty happy with that. If done well, and with a little bit of luck, you can actually lock Ducate in that corner. And he just sits there and gets hit until he dies. That's when Ducate feels like being nice to you. So we'll see a counter-strike here from from Balmung. Sorry. There it is. Dragon down in a single hit. That is the number one use of counter-strike, is killing large enemies like those dragons.
Yeah, if we swung at the dragon normally, it'd be 3 or 4 hits. But one quick blow just sends him flying across the screen, and he gets knocked out.
Oh, the kick. Okay, he recovered from the kick, and he's got him in the corner. Let's see if he can power cancel his way through this fight. He might be getting a little too close here. Yeah, he got too close. Elevated, stunned by a moth, and flattened by a zombie. Here we go. A quick dodge. All right, he's out of there.
Yeah, he took a tactical retreat. Very, very good plan. You'll notice that Elevated did come back into the jungle here. We need to meet somebody here.
We're not done here yet. This is one of the worst screens, and it's a good thing he had that saw blades. This little L with 3 zombies can cause you to be stuck and stunned until you die. And yeah, as I was mentioning on Balmung's fight with Ducate, he got too close to Ducate through a combination of the power attack into uppercut. And if you're too close to an enemy that's above you, you won't hit them. Which was caused, again, by him slowly sliding forwards on each uppercut. If he had stood there and power canceled in the same place, he might not have been able to get that ST off. Here we see yet another nun on the ground, and we don't care.
Yeah, the world establishing that fairies are looking for a new leader, and one has been found, but fairies live for hundreds of years, and their new leader is going to be 20 or 30, and
I think she's
they're
26.
but she doesn't look 26.
She does not, but that will be explained in a text box that you will not have the time to read.
Some good counter strikes there from Ellervated.
Yeah, that was a clean fight. Oh, Balmung does not have a flying saw blades prepared, but with 3 perfect counter strikes, he eliminates the zombies without a sweat.
Graceful.
Now, one unfortunate thing. If 2 of those zombies attack you at the same time, or at almost the exact same time, one will trigger the counter-strike, and the other will stun you out of it. I've seen it happen, and it's really annoying. We do not have a none percent. I don't even know what a none percent would be.
I would imagine it's spotting your first nun.
That would be a pretty quick run.
It would. On Ellervated's side, we are fighting Punkmaster. He's a boss here, but he's a pretty casual enemy later on in the game.
Oh, Elevated.
He's kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's not trying to fight. He's just kind of relaxing, I guess.
Yeah, we were just like, yeah, I'm gonna fight you. And then he insults us. He's like, how dare you? And then he walked away.
Yep. So yeah, whatever. You're
a little
cool.
passive aggressive of him.
All right, I missed it on Elevated screen, but I want to see when Balmung goes through this screen. Watch this nun. She got up. There it was. She was fine all along. She was faking it. She got up and walked away.
Nice.
That is the second instance, as I was saying, where for just a moment, you see something funny happen to the actors on screen after you leave. Same thing as the penguins earlier on. So we have returned to Gato, where we are going to go visit the actual... What is she called? The Abbess?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I remember things. So we're going to go see Matilda, the new so-called Queen of the Fairies. Not that she knows it yet.
Yeah, we're getting
Yes,
a
the
little
space
bit
boat.
more into the meat of the story at this point in the game.
Yeah, this is our real first cutscene with actual story in it. We have Escad and Matilda speaking about a yet-to-be-seen Erwin. These are the 3 main characters of this story, along with our dear friend Dana here. We really let Dana down in this run.
Yeah, I almost thought you forgot about her when you said 3.
Well, we don't really do much with her. We have a... Oh, yes, this is my favorite part. Remember how we hate nuns? Yeah, we're going to ignore that nun laying on the floor. It's fine. I see nothing wrong here. Nun laying on the floor, random nun walking into the room. We're good. Or maybe we're not. Yes, we are halfway through the run and finally getting story.
Yep, so Matilda has been captured. Once again, teleportation thwarts us here in Gato. You gotta learn that ability at some point.
Yeah, how do we learn teleportation?
I think we're about to do it.
Oh, nice.
Right here, we're gonna speak with Dana, and she's gonna have an idea of where we need to go. Thankfully, we can just say yes, and...
For anyone who plays this casually, don't say no. Or you will lose a lot of time.
Yeah, so this is the sealed room It's pretty deep inside the dungeon. It can be quite the task to find it if you don't know where it is.
Yeah, chances are you ran into it earlier on while you were trying to find your way to the Cancun bird nest.
Yep, it'll be blocked by a nun saying you're not allowed here.
All right, somebody ban implied Kappa. That was terrible.
Here on Elevated side, we have one of the more notable bosses in Faerie. His name is Spriggan. You can see he spat out a little skeleton helper, and he's gonna do some magic tricks. A little bit of bowling.
This is possibly my least favorite boss in this run. Maybe second only to the Boreal Hound. Both notorious for spamming abilities and just generally causing a bad time. But Ellervated didn't seem to have too much trouble with that.
Yeah, that one was very straightforward. Spriggan has an ability to teleport around the room. He'll split into 3 copies and only one is real. Which is actually an ability you can learn in this game. I believe
That
it's
is
called
true.
Evade.
That is true. I almost completely forgot about that. But you are right. You press the button and you split into 3 different directions. So we have 2 torches down. And we're going back to visit our dear friend Niccolo. This mission takes all of 3 minutes.
And you can have an idea of how confusing this quest is. We just did a mission in Gato, and normally you'd get an artifact that would send you somewhere else. But to continue the storyline, you have to come back all the way up here without any prompting at all and go speak with Matilda.
We just saw the first split and the second split on Balmung's screen. Sapperling, or sorry, not Sapperling. Jeez.
Spriggan
is not
given the
playing
dance
alone.
moves.
Yes. There's a third, though it didn't do much. 4.
When all your copies go to the same spot, that's not a very
Yeah.
good dodge.
Dana's gonna have a bad time right here. Oh, dodge. Yes, 10-5 caught the very fun little thing that happens when you try to go into that room. The nun tells, if you try and enter the room without talking to the nun, you can't go in there. If you talk to the nun, the abbess is waiting for you. Please enter.
Yeah, it's a pretty common roadblock that many runners will hit as they
Especially
work on.
since the next time we visit this place, we don't have to talk to the nun. We can walk right past her.
Yeah, that's realistically the only time you have to talk to the nun. You have to talk to Dana at the first instance, and then the nun the second, and after that, you can just walk in the door.
So Nick is going to start looking for some green balls, is it? Is that what we're here for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to go leave and come back. Because, well, why not?
We
We're
need
bored.
some time to pass. We don't have a flute, so you have to do it the old-fashioned way of just standing around.
That was terrible. And here is a random fairy showing up. Yeah, we're looking for green ball buns. Hey, $500. Not bad for standing around.
Hey. It's 1% of that 50,000 lucre that we were looking for early on.
Yes, 10-5, that is essentially showing that Niccolo is moving really fast, checking everything. He has learned how to teleport, though we have not. Yes, the speed of greed can do many very interesting things. So, Ellervated is on his way to visit the notorious Boreal Hound.
Yep, we've got to go back through the cove here. We need to speak with Tote the Tortoise. He is a wise, strong turtle, and he has an answer to the question we seek.
Does he?
He does.
For Flipperdo, Ellervated is currently in the lead on the right side of the screen, though only by, maybe a minute.
Yeah,
And if this fight goes bad, he won't be in the lead for long.
Yep, we've got a pretty heavy hitter coming up soon in this area. Arguably one of the hardest bosses that this category has to offer. Very
And
random.
Unfortunately, it's halfway through the run.
Well,
Yeah,
we still have two more bonus difficulty bosses that are a bit random themselves, but Boreal Hound is definitely the most recognizable and earns the best in show.
Yes, absolutely. It is probably the prettiest boss in the game. I'll give him that. So, Balmung is finishing up and making his way to the lake now. So, we are two runners in the same stage now, both heading for the same boss. So, it is anyone's game still. And just to put this into perspective, since I know that the viewers can't see this, Ellervated's time is currently 30 seconds ahead of his PB. So that is just how well this run is going for him at the moment. Which means, as you can tell, he's just playing really well.
Yeah, he's having good boss fights. He's holding his own against the enemies, and not giving too many mistakes for Balmung to capitalize on.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, don't take this as Balmung is playing bad. He is playing as well as he ever has. Ellervated is just playing really well. Or getting really lucky, you know. Watch the VOD again and determine how you feel.
Yep. So we talked to Toad. He gave us a riddle about the fairies, and then let us know that Dana had actually come over to confide in him, and she was nearby. Matilda had asked us to go find Dana, so
Problem
we
solved.
wandered through all these monsters to grant an elderly woman's wish.
Here we see, for the first time, our dear friend Erwin. Erwin is an interesting character, and not all that nice of a guy.
Yeah, I would say Erwin's a big on hair character. He's got a big mane going on.
I mean, the main characters have quite a bit of hair going on too, really. But yeah, he has a lot going on. Escad's dad? I don't know about that one.
So there is a point in the game, or a point in the run coming up, where we will get to see a younger version of potentially Escad, Matilda, and Erwin.
This is true, but
Unfortunately, it's slow, so we will only get to see one of those characters. I will not spoil which one it is.
yeah, we don't like that mission because it's not necessary. So here we have the Boreal Hound. Let's see how lucky Ellervated can get.
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm. There's the first ST.
That's okay. That's lightning.
Lightning isn't bad,
Oh,
but
he
it does
whiffed on
have a
his own
long
ST.
recovery time.
Oh, he's going for a counter strike.
Counter the tail. Not bad. I always find it annoying when I do a counter strike and just get a block.
Nice. That was a solid Boreal Hound.
That was a very good Boreal Hound. I would be thrilled with that.
So hopefully we don't see it on Balmung's side. But Boreal Hound can go into a bit of a frenzy.
And as Sound Sigil is saying, there have been very few jump cancels in this run. Both runners seeming to favor the uppercut cancels. Going from the heavy attack directly into the uppercut, which does seem to be working out.
Yeah, they both perform in slightly different ways. I myself prefer the jump cancel. I like to control the enemies a bit more.
Personally, I'm just really bad, so I just do heavy cancels. Hey, it works. But no, I mostly do power cancel, or jump cancels, I should say, myself. So I haven't seen where the uppercuts are coming from, but they're doing the trick. So, Ellervated did lose a little bit of time to the Boreal Hound, simply from that ST getting off. Had he got the perfect lockdown, it would have been better timing, but it is by far better than I've done in a long time.
Let's see how Boreal Hound goes for Balmung.
Well, we got a hit, but no STs yet. He should be trying a couple power counter strikes here, I think, with how much he's getting hit. Oh. He did manage to avoid an ST there. Let's see if he gets it here. And that is a flawless, or near flawless.
That was very clean.
It was. Couple hits, but otherwise, no STs. Good work from
Closes
both
the
runners.
gaps just a little bit.
Yeah. No, that was a very good fight on his part. I can never remember the boss of this area, but it's another odd one.
Yeah, the boss of the
Laban,
mines.
there we are.
Laban, yep, that's the one. I only have dreading nightmares of him on New Game Plus, the Legend of
Oh
Mana.
man. Yeah, he is not fun for New Game Plus. It's not too bad locking him down in this, though. The longest thing is just, if the red head gets off its suicide, you're waiting a little while for another respawn.
Yep, we'll be there pretty quickly here. We're in the mines looking for the blacksmith. He is currently out. I suppose he's mining ore. That's what I would imagine.
I believe that's what he says he's doing when we run into him. Now, it's funny you mention Watt. I know it's not related entirely, but he does have a few effects on the game once you get him. And one of the things he can do is give you a workshop where you can forge weapons and forge a number of other things later on. But what I actually there are a few other things in here besides just forging weapons. There's forging magic, and there's forging golems, both of which require other characters that will meet throughout the run. none of which will do in this run. And there is one other thing that I suggested to the runners would have been a fun incentive to put up, which is animals. You can have an animal partner throughout the run. And while it is a little out of the way, it can be useful if you have the right one, assuming they don't get in your way. But another thing we won't see in this run, but something that's really fun to play around with casually.
Yeah, you can have pets as your helpers. You can have NPCs like Niccolo.
You can actually have pets and NPCs.
Yeah, and if you're very devoted, you will also find a way to have a second player come along for the ride with you.
2-player mode is tons of fun. I don't know if anyone has tried to route out a 2-player run before. I think I've heard a couple people doing it, but it can be a little tough because we don't always have a partner with us, and getting a partner can really slow things down.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember the name right now, but there was another event where there's actually showcased a 2-player.
There was a 2-player, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had seen one. RPG Limit Break, that's what it was. I was fairly certain I'd remembered hearing about it, but yeah, getting a second player can be a little rough throughout the run, simply due to the fact that we don't have a partner most of the game.
Yep.
And that Dudbear that Balmung just ran by is the most dangerous NPC in this area. If you speak to him, you will end up at the bottom of the mine. And the way back is not fun.
Yeah, there's just some fast travel mechanics shuffled around in different areas in the game. Sometimes they're very useful.
Yeah, it's great casually. It takes you right to a couple useful spots, but in a speed run, yeah, no, we do not want to go anywhere near there. Yeah, it's fast travel in one direction, not so fast the other.
Yes, indeed. So Ellervated just saved the miner. Also got to meet Polkiel, the storyteller, who's about to take us on a magical storytelling journey.
For all of 15 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to give us the past information that we need to know about this poor story between Matilda, Eskad, Erwin, and Dana.
Yeah, and as 10.5 noticed during Ellervated's very quick transition to the world map, the seed has sprouted into a tree. Not a fully matured tree yet, but we're getting there. So we are making progress.
Oh, look at that baby Eskad.
Aw, he's so cute. Boy's got a lot of hair, though.
He's so determined, and that sword does not look safe.
Who gave that child the sword?
But we did have the option to go deeper into the mines to continue the story. We chose instead to leave, and Polkiel's just understands. He says,
okay, sure. You didn't need this information anyway. And yeah, as Silent has said in the chat, the Laban fight is one of the weirdest ones in the game. As I'm sure people have noticed by now, the boss only takes damage when you kill the little hands and or heads, whatever you want to call them, that are dropped to the ground.
Yep. And he'll only have 2 of those parts out at any given time. They do a exact amount, a fixed amount of damage to him, and his overall life is based on his level. So if you put the mines as far away from home as possible, he can take quite a bit longer to fight.
You're going to be standing there for a long time. I know from personal experience. So everybody just got scrambled
there.
Yeah. So it looks like we are back in the ruins. And we didn't see this location on our first trip through, but it was only 1 or 2 screens to the side. But unfortunately, you'll see in just a moment, we're not going to be able to get there quite so easily.
Yep, this temple tells of a great city and a big snake.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a place where we're gonna have to make a decision. We've learned a bit about the characters now, and we have to choose a side.
Unfortunately, we choose wrong.
We do arguably choose the fastest ending.
We do. Still wrong. In my personal opinion. Yes, 10-5. Yes, we can. And we do. Six. I am working on that, bud. I'm gonna try it. If I can manage it, we'll see what happens. Simply because I don't care how hard it is, I want to keep Dana alive. I love Dana. She's awesome. She's so nice to us and so helpful. Oh, ellervated, no!
No, don't talk to the
Don't talk to the flowers.
Oh boy. So we're actually heading the wrong way here. We're specifically going deeper into the ruins here. We're acting like we're lost, and we're gonna have a surprise visitor. Hey, Nick. But you know a shortcut. Yeah, we'll pay you for that shortcut.
Remember that $500 we got from Nick at the beginning of the game? Here we go. Actually, it wasn't even the beginning. It was just a little while ago. We're just giving it back to him. And here we go, making the worst decision and joining SCAD. We now have to kill Dana. Quick ST. Let's see. Oh, here come the counter-strikes. Got her in the corner. Let's see if we can get them all. Oh, she's playing ball today.
Ooh.
That was a good kill.
That was very fast.
No, Dana really didn't deserve it, Chrono. I don't think she has done anything to deserve it.
SCAD is a man on a mission. Trouble is, he's too focused in. And he's not at all worried about the people around him.
Or himself. This man has one mission in life. And he's a little blinded by how much he cares for Matilda. Or it may not even be how much he cares for her as how much he hates Erwin.
Yeah, they've had a pretty big rivalry going ever since they were kids.
Again, more story that you will never see. So, Balmung is getting out of the tomb.
Ellervated here is making our final stop and Gato.
About time. Oh. Balmung got caught by the same flowerling. You had some really bad flower luck today on both sides.
Yeah, they've been asking for donations, getting in the door, stopping you and talking to you. So we're having a bit of a dramatic cutscene here on Elevated's side. Matilda begging Eskad just to stay and talk with her, but Eskad's totally driven on his mission.
Oh, Balmung made a mistake, I think, and mashed X too fast. He picked Dana.
Well, we won't get to see the worst ending.
We'll get to
For
see
one
both
of our
endings.
runners.
Maybe he did this on purpose so we could see both endings. Or maybe he's going to try the super secret strat and try and clip through on Leucemia. I'd be so impressed, but I don't think he's even heard of it. He chose her intentionally. Okay. We have confirmation in chat.
Elevated placing down Leucemia. The major sort of final zones for each of the stories comes with a pretty significant cutscene on the world map when you do place them down. And even though we have our final area available, we do not have enough artifacts down yet on the world map to finish the game, so we need to take a little bit of a detour here.
Yeah, we still got lots to do. We are not done. Good news is, both runners remembered to go and get the brooch.
Yep, once again, no prompts at all. You just need to head back to Gato and speak with Matilda again. I would argue there's a little bit of a prompt for this one, because at the end of the Mindus Ruins, she does say, "Hey, you want me to teleport you?" So you might want to go speak with her after she heads back.
True.
So
Talking to Nunazak. Ooh.
Yeah. Here in the junkyard, we have an interesting maze. The area is laid out in such a way that it is a puzzle. If you take the wrong direction, the puzzle will actually change.
Don't mess up. We don't know how to fix it. At that point, you're on your own. And this is one of the weirdest things, is just finding your way through some of these screens due to all of the foreground objects covering the paths.
Yeah, it's pretty crowded here in the junkyard, but it does give it the feel that the game was going for.
That was a very lucky morph meat drop for Ellervated. Didn't have to try and track down XP crystals behind foreground objects. Let's see, he does have an ST, so we're going to see a Whirlwind. Oh, a Saw Blades, I should say. And one hit on... Oh, no hits. He is strong enough to kill them all instantly.
Yep, that is going to be the power of having an Earth Splitter from the beginning.
Yes, it is. With the Black Elk, that would have taken at least one hit on, I believe, the Knight.
And so there's more good news coming up. We're about to put down a whole bunch of artifacts to populate the world. And we're also going to be looking to get our next weapon.
Yeah, we are finally going to upgrade from the Earth Splitter we've been using since the very beginning of the game. There's the Tower of Lyres. We'll never go there. Here is the desert. We'll
Yep, the
also
Duma
never
Desert.
go there.
Yeah, and all these artifacts have specific requirements to place them down. If it is a town, then you do not have to clear the area to place artifacts around it. The Toma magic is going to be the town of Geo. Because it's a town, we are able to place artifacts all around it without actually having to go in and do any missions.
Mm-hmm. It's all, like I said at the beginning, planned out to every single placement.
Interestingly enough, this map layout was originally done by Silent Sigil, and it was a little bit different. But I specifically went in with the help of the Twitch username ZombiePunk, and we worked on this category together to try and improve it. And I found this sort of just very awkward, just roundabout placement that is just a second or two faster. It's not much, but when the category is this well crafted, that can matter.
It's hard to get better than what we have now. Right now, unless we start going crazy and trying the Leucemia skip with Dana, or simply getting better at the game, there's not a lot of time to save. Because unlike a lot of games you might see done in speedruns, we haven't really found any glitches. There are none. The closest we get to a glitch is power canceling.
Yeah, this game is expertly crafted not to have bugs.
I shouldn't say there are no bugs, but there are no bugs that make us faster. That's the big problem. There are a couple small bugs, and they can do a few weird things, but yeah, there's nothing that really makes us go faster. And yeah, as Silent said in chat, really the only way to do it is all story or all event. And I don't know anyone that's crazy enough to do an all story or all event run. It's a good 3-hour run for all story, and all event I think is somewhere near 6 or 7.
Yeah, but you really get to see everything the game has to offer in that category.
Sorry, I know one person crazy enough to do it, and he's in chat. Give me eyes.
Yeah. So we're going to take a moment while we're selling some lanterns to Dudbears, and we're going to buy ourselves a golden sword, upping our attack from 31 to 43.
Ellervated forgot to do a total auto. I personally like to do total auto there just in the event that I picked up something useful throughout the run, like a piece of armor or a piece of equipment. It will automatically equip that for you rather than just equipping your weapon. And it's just one extra button press. But,
yeah.
That's just me.
Well, menuing is a point that I'm always needing work on, so I will make sure to try to do that.
Yeah, it's one more down, and it can give you that little boost, a little extra strength, or if you get really lucky on the succubi, you can get the what's the name of it? I was just talking about this with Ellervated, but
The
yes,
Moonrock Tiara?
That's it, Moonrock Tiara. That will make you immune to confusion if you can get it equipped. Then you can spin all day long. Not that we have spin equipped at this point, but actually it's not the spin that causes confusion, it's bats and a few other enemies. Confusion, for those that don't know, reverses your controls.
It's one of the more common afflictions you can get. There's a lot of different enemies that have it. Bosses have it too. It's usually linked to some of their specials.
Yes. Also, can I just say, this music, man.
Yep, we are preparing for the dub rap. It is coming up very quickly here. It's just a couple lines. If you can understand it, then you have learned the language well.
Dub-a-dub-dub-dub-a-dub-a-dub-a-dub.
Dub-dab-dabu.
God. There is our Trembling Spoon, which is, I think, the last artifact we place.
It is indeed the last artifact we place. It would be the starting point of Dragon if we were to go there.
But we're never going in there. We'll see it once in a cutscene, and that's it. And yes, you will now notice when Ellervated gets out of this cutscene that the mana tree has fully grown, and he is done. He now needs to go to Lucimia, finish the story of Faerie, and beat the game.
Yeah, getting to Lucimia never made much sense to me. The
Yeah, the
Cancun
Cancun
bird.
bird kind of just shows up. Did we get a whistle from somewhere?
We're gonna have to make some lore up for this, or search deep in the game to try and find out what happened.
We'll figure something out. I'm
But
sure.
I do not believe you can leave once the Cancun bird drops you off, other than by an NPC who will send you away
Or
if you so
possibly
choose
dying.
to.
Does dying take you out of the level? I actually don't know.
It's been a while since I've died, but I want to say that dying would either take you back to the start menu screen or put you at the beginning of the screen you were in.
Resets the current battle. There you go.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't take you far.
yeah. It's one of the features of older games. You don't get punished too heavily for getting a game over.
This game is actually really nice to you in all of combat. As I don't know if anyone has been really paying attention, but our runners have never needed to heal after battle. The game just automatically heals them as soon as all the enemies are dead. There are no potions, there's no resting, there's just kill the set of enemies and then go to the next.
Yep. And if you're wondering why we upgraded to the golden sword so late in the run, it just works out the best there. And this area, Lucimia, has just an absolute ton of combat in it. I want to say 25 battles.
Yeah, there is so much combat in the final portion of the game. Between Lucimia, the few battles in Cage of Dreams, and then the entirety of the mana tree, we make good use of this gold weapon.
And there you saw our first chance to leave if we were not feeling confident. But of course, we're ready for this.
We're speedrunners. We got
Oh,
this.
boy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This isn't good.
Snake attack.
I was telling Balmung earlier that evil snakes in video games deserve to die, and this is why. These two right here are my reasoning.
Well, thankfully they don't do that much damage.
Yeah.
That was a lot of wraps.
If the imp had got in on that, it might have been a different story, but thankfully it was just some time loss. Yeah, Silent, I don't think Balmung actually knows the skip strats, so he just saved Dana's saved Dana, I think. For those that don't know, there is a single type of glitch in this game that we could possibly do, and that is using a second character in just the right way to clip through an NPC. That NPC in this case being the character who comes down and asks us if we're sure we are up to the challenge. We can cut out his entire text box in 2 or 3 instances just by clipping through them, which does save a bit of time, but it is by no means an easy thing to do, and would take a lot of practice by any runner to get it consistent. And then it's a matter of whether or not it actually saves time in the long run, because during the final cutscene after defeating either Dana or Escad, the amount of time that Matilda talks to us is much different. If Dana dies, the conversation with Escad is very short. If Escad dies, the conversation with Dana is about 30 seconds longer. So, simply by picking Dana, you're already 30 seconds behind. Which is why we all go Escad.
That's definitely something to consider for a multiplayer run.
Yes, with multiplayer it would be much easier to clip through. Assuming that the 2 runners could get the strat done.
But you can just see we're just plodding through combat after combat here.
Yeah, every screen.
Gaining quite a few levels as we go along. And we're getting close to the end. Not too many more fights on elevated side.
Yeah, Ellervated is getting very near the end. Couple unlucky shots at that imp, but otherwise, fine. Balmung is now facing the snakes that caused Ellervated so much trouble and eliminates them instantly.
Easy snakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this snake that we're traveling on top of and through of doesn't seem like it's in the best of condition right now.
No, I think that might have something to do with, being dead for thousands of years. Might have done, a couple things to it.
Some skin care would be recommended.
Man, so much moisturizer needed.
Over on elevated side, we're about to see a unique enemy. It exists in maybe one other zone.
Yeah, the only time in this run we'll ever see these enemies. One hit. Ellervated is strong.
Yeah, those guys are not. They're not very strong. They look threatening. But they just go down.
Well, and here is the reason this is the worst ending. Everyone dies.
Poor Escad.
We killed Dana. Escad turned into a blood balloon, I guess. He kind of just explodes.
I mean, Ruben didn't make it.
No, Ruben didn't make it either. We don't care about Ruben, though. It's fine. He doesn't survive any storyline except... No, he doesn't even survive Dragon or Jumi. Nah.
And so here we have our battle with Erwin, our final boss for this storyline. We're going to get into the cusp of his hand and just going to chop away.
Perfect fight.
As long as we sit in the right spot, Erwin can't fight back. As you
Celebratory jumping. Yeah. Nice thing about this, no XP drop. He just has to wait this cutscene out. Ellervated can actually get up now and go disappear for 5 minutes because that's how long this cutscene is.
Yep, we're entering sort of the after story for the Faerie plotline. Everybody died, which is sad, including there's one more person.
Yeah, we're about to get the real bad news.
Yeah, but luckily there's a place in this world where you can go and visit the dead.
You mean that place we just put down?
Could
That
be.
is so conveniently located? Right beside the place that everyone just died?
Yeah. But we don't have to go there. It's not required.
So here comes the real bad news. And this is something you'll see a difference in soon. But the nun is telling us Abbess Matilda has also passed away.
Why?
Everyone is dead. Every single character involved in the Faerie run is now dead.
Except for the fairies themselves. They're okay.
Well, yeah, they survived. Kind of unfortunate, but you know what? They're kind of cute, so I'll give them a pass. This is true. It is a nun. Maybe the nun just strangled her in her sleep. Just put the pillow right over top of her. That was it.
Wow.
Hey, I didn't say it. Chat did.
Still wow.
Conspiracy theories here. So here we are in the underworld. Oh, hey, look, it's Matilda. She is, in fact, dead. So you may have just seen on Balmung's screen that there was no SCAD dying there, because he's already dead. But there was no Dana dying there either. Let's see if he gets lucky. Oh,
He's in the hand.
He's in a good spot. They have really got this
just
manipulation.
Chopping away.
Perfect. 2 perfect Irwin fights.
Yeah, Irwin is a boss that with practice is as cake as you saw him today.
And without is a giant pain.
Yeah, he's very difficult if he escapes. He is one of the few bosses that will do chain special attacks.
I had 9 in a row. It was bad.
How did you survive?
I didn't.
Oh, you only saw 9.
I saw 9 and died. You can only dodge so many.
And now the shadows are about to get told
They're about to
off.
learn a lesson. She is the universe. Goodbye.
And they're gone. They couldn't comprehend it.
All right, on Balmung's screen, we are about to see the big difference. Dana survived, and she's going to give us the unfortunate news that Matilda still didn't make it.
But you know what? Dana made it.
And that's okay. Dana is honestly the best character. She deserves to live. Side note, why does the cat girl have 2 little wings on her back?
Maybe she's part fairy from going to the fairy realm.
I don't know. There's a lot of weird characters in this game, though, so, you know, whatever.
They could be decorative.
Maybe? I mean, it'd be weird wearing 2 little wings.
Not too much different from cosplay.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't know if I'd expect somebody to be cosplaying and murdering people at the same time. Then again, that was like half the runs we've seen today, so why not?
Video games are freedom. Looks like Ellervated's long cutscene is finishing
Almost
up here.
over. Yeah. Wow.
That is
I
some
am-
time save.
Yeah, I am looking at his timer. He saved just shy of 20 seconds on that level.
Yeah, he is very likely to PB today.
Yeah, I am excited to see what he can get for a time. Balmung is right. Who tries to win things anymore? All right, we went home. Home still exists. Great. Time to go back home again.
Yep, just like we've been visiting other places multiple times. We haven't been home in forever, so let's go home and then go home again.
Yeah, we confirmed that home does still exist. Now let's go back to it.
Oh, something's changed.
Looks like we have another dying sproutling. That's okay. We just learned something very deep about plants.
Yep, and we got to see our plant buddy that we've neglected all game, little cactus.
The inside of our house still exists as well. Good work. Ah, little sorcerers. I wish we could find an excuse to do little sorcerers.
Yeah, but it's not Halloween, so...
Bud and Lisa are just the best characters. They might be better than Dana. Alright. A talking pane of glass and a floating doll are in our workshop, which we have never visited before. And we're just going to leave. Hi, Pokil. Bye, Pokil.
Yeah, we're not going to get involved in that debate.
Nope.
We'll wait for the debate to end. Then we'll come back and take care of business. A lot of our speech choices do have consequences. That's a bigger one. If we had said yes, we would have been in for a good 30 seconds of dialogue.
We would have had our ears talked off. It's bad. One item? Oh, XP. I always like to see just how many item drops we can get in this section, because it speeds things up tremendously when you do.
Well, the big one's going to be the 3 miniature dinosaurs. The name eludes me at the moment.
The rabbits that are not rabbits. Hey, double there.
Yeah, because in this battle right here, you do take them all out at the same time, so it does matter what they drop.
Here's our Wind Slasher. Let's see what we get. Potos. There you go.
Potos, that's the name.
Oh, only one item. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the unfortunate part about that was the one that went off by itself. 2 of them got pushed into the same area, but if the one that gone off by itself dropped an item, it would have been a little bit of time there to keep.
It's hard to move to the exact right position to get them all to push to the same place. Double items here too. Okay, he got pretty lucky on this. That is some time saving right there. Possibly a fair bit. Let's see how long this text takes. And now we have the Sword of Mana. Don't ask where it came from. We just have it.
I'm picturing like an anime moment where it was within us all along.
Ah. We just close our eyes and reach out our hand, and there it is. Sprouting from our palm, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is the final area of the game. Of course, we want it to be as easy as possible, so we put it right beside home.
I mean, wouldn't you want to be able to see that giant, magnificent tree from your doorstep every day?
I mean, we have a giant, magnificent tree right beside our home, but I guess we can have a even more gigantic, more magnificent tree next door.
True. Yeah, exactly. Chat knows what's up. It's a Scott Pilgrim moment where you obtain the mana sword.
That's right.
Well, we're definitely going to see an under 2-hour run here.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that the Mana Goddess plays nice.
That would be good, yes. But I don't think Ellervated could do so badly as to not PB here. At this point, there's not a lot of time that he will lose.
Ooh. Careful.
But, yeah, you know, the
power
last time I said something like that, we had a 6th try axe, so we'll see.
Over on Balmung's side, we're in the Cage of Dreams, going to get his Mana Sword.
Yeah. Here comes the spring guys, whose name I can't remember.
And then on Elevated side, we're fighting some of the strongest enemies, the base enemies in the game, the Land Dragon and the Sky Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Pushovers. Here go the Podos. Ooh, they positioned themselves nicely for Balmung.
Oh, that's a
Double
good
item drop. Hey. And he remembered that you can actually run below that pillar. Oh, Ellervated didn't take my strat into account. I told him to go kill that basilisk first.
Oh boy.
This guy trolls us every time. You notice that Ellervated waited at the top of that ramp for the basilisk. Because if you try and fight it on that ramp, you will not hit it, and it will just keep flattening you constantly. Even if you counterstrike, it's too close for the sword to hit it.
Yeah, it was a rough little skirmish for Elevated. He didn't do a counterstrike, but it whiffed.
Yep, it will whiff almost every time, unfortunately. Just the way that area is designed and how close the enemy can get to you, you just can't hit it. My strategy is to go down and catch it before it climbs the ramp and wait for the bird to come to me.
Yeah.
Personal preference, really. So, this gate signifies, assuming everything goes well, a 3-minute timer to the end of the run. So, Elevated, we should see a 152 or thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm gonna estimate about a 152. 10, 15, something in that range. But we still have these last few fights.
Yep. Anything could still happen, but with the amount he's practiced this, I expect he's got it in the bag. There should be no surprises here. Now, the one thing I will say, he didn't get the hammer. Why does nobody get the hammer? Because right here, with one blammo, you kill all 3 dragons. This Wind Slasher won't, because he missed. That dragon used its ability at the perfect moment.
Oh, but he got pretty lucky.
He did.
Yeah.
But I'm a hammer fan. I will always go hammer in the last half of the game. Partly because its AoE attack just does so much damage.
Yeah, I can't give up the two-handed sword personally. We haven't seen it used at all this game, but Lunging Arc is a ridiculously powerful
It is very strong.
special attack. It does actually have a use against the Mana God.
All right. Let's see. If you get lucky, you don't have to deal with the Mana Goddess.
Well, I've seen one run where the Mana Goddess did not use a special.
Yeah, it's rough.
And that was the last time we commentated together.
Yep. And it was amazing. Oh, Balmung got extremely lucky on his Basilisk placement.
Oh. All right, let's watch over here for elevated.
Oh, an
that's an
unlucky
early
dodge.
Let's see if he goes for the ST.
Doesn't look like it. He's just gonna go in for. Oh, he is. That's a. Ooh,
It's a good
nicely timed.
That is just some really strong damage. One more.
There it is. Time on elevated. 151.58.
Incredible. He's gonna be over the moon about that time.
That is a 45-second PB for elevated.
I will quickly show that on stream with live split. Give me a second.
Yeah. Congratulations, elevated.
Yeah, let's get that timer on screen so he can submit that.
There you go. New PB.
How about that, guys? We have a PB on stream. Not a world record, but really nice.
Yeah, no holidays allowed, but definitely PBs allowed.
That was fantastic. That's also he actually saved time on the Mana Goddess. How about that?
Yeah, I mean,
I just that update just put I just want to say that. Oops, I just put the text for the next run on. I apologize for that because I already had it prepared. I will quickly fix that back. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah.
So let's
not
see
Xenoblade
Balmung
Chronicles
here.
yet.
Oh, Balmung got stunned by the yak.
Yeah, this is a pretty awkward fight sometimes. The yak has an actually fairly long-range attack with his tongue. It'll turn you around, and then if he continues it with a ram, he'll stun you up. It can lead to some bad circumstances. We got a little bit of it there.
All right, here comes some of the best music in the game, honestly. Is that actually third place? Wow.
Yep.
Congrats to Elevated. Oh yeah, that does beat out Balmung's time, doesn't it?
Nope. He's got quite the distance to travel to go any higher. The most contested times.
Yeah, that was an extremely well executed run the entire way through. I can find very few faults with that run.
Balmung getting some candy.
Yeah. Hey, who doesn't like seeing some chocolate?
Just letting you know that, but I do need a countdown for Balmung's run finishing.
Sure.
Sounds
we'll
good.
let you know.
Since I had elevated ran live split as you know shown, but Balmung is currently not so.
Yep, it'll be on the final hit of the Mana Goddess.
Yeah. We'll call it when there's one hit left.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes. There's one ST, same as Elevated got.
Yeah, it's pretty early. Is he gonna go for the lunging arc?
Doesn't look like it. He's just going for the counterattacks.
That's fine.
So, one hit left. There it is. Time.
And GG to Balmung.
Alright, I'm just waiting. Oh, there they are. Hi, there, the runners.
Hey guys.
Oh, we're long
Hey.
now.
Thanks for the awesome commentary, you guys.
Yeah, and congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Third place.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was a good run.
It was
I may have
really
just
good
moved.
run.
I thought Lightning, the next runner was Balmung. I just confused the runner. Sorry about that.
Whoops. Oh, no worries.
No, that was fantastic, dude.
Oh man.
Very
So
good.
awesome.
And
I'm so
I
glad
don't
we
know-
got able to restart it after the tech issue.
Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
if you
that
saw
was-
it, but we did get a clip of your timer on the stream. So
Yeah, I
if you
put
want
the
to submit
timer
it,
on
you
stream.
can.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
The first run was almost a blessing that it got to be reset.
Yeah, oh my god, that definitely wouldn't have PB'd.
Yeah, that was a rough start. But
Yeah. Several minutes behind before I even got out of the caves.
Hey,
yeah.
Balmung.
Welcome, Balmung.
Oh my
Hey,
god,
welcome, Balmung. GG's, bro.
that was garbage on my part.
Hey man, you still got a 155.
That was a rough run with the Earth Splitter.
Still got a 155. I'd take it. But no, good run for both of you, honestly.
Ella, what was your time?
They're saying what 151.58.
Yep.
Yep,
151,
152.
The only thing is, I don't know if I can submit it without
Your times.
saving. Well, don't you have to show that you save at the end and all that? And my stream is
I don't believe
outputting to
so.
a different server. Oh, okay.
I don't.
I'm showing on stream. Like I'm still playing on stream. It's all playing on stream. I just muted the sound for the Discord.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yep, there's no need to
So
save.
just
I can
let
tell
me
you
know
that
when,
much.
Like that moment has passed. Because
Oh, sure.
we don't want to invalidate a PB here.
Oh, gotcha.
End save is no longer required. You're good.
Oh, okay,
Ah.
cool.
I've submitted a run that ended at the Mana Goddess death. We're good.
Okay.
So that means Eller is now in third place. I can now retire.
Yes, there you go.
This is your moment.
During a marathon,
Fire.
Fog.
No, honestly, I always say if someone goes leaderboards, I retire. So I guess I'm retired Legend of Mana.
So, what's your next game?
I'm not gonna speedrun anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no way.
Rip.
We'll bring
Yeah.
it back. We'll bring it back.
What about co-op?
You did.
I'll
this
call.
other
Yeah, I'll
game.
call up. Fine, but I'm not gonna speedrun anymore. I just only get one of the speedrun, and now I'm off the leaderboard. I can retire the game.
Right on.
You lost by default.
So there you go. All right. Good work, folks.
Yep.
I think
Thanks,
that's it
everybody.
for us.
That's it
It
for
was
me.
fun though.
That was super fun.
Oh yeah,
Thanks for having us,
the
folks.
commentary was really good. Just gonna say, like, dedicated commentators are always super nice, and
Yeah.
the runners did a great job.
Really green.
Oh, yeah.
Underestimate.
I wouldn't have been able to focus without that.
What's good about it being very green?
Sorry, what did you say?
It means it's getting enough nutrients and enough water,
Nice.
so it's not gonna die.
So
What do you say,
we
Gnome? Sorry.
are. No, I was just saying thanks for having us,
Oh,
and
no problem. Thanks for running.
it was
Yeah,
a ton
for
of
sure.
fun.
Give me a kiss.
Great
I'm gonna go
having
to
you.
bed now because it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's super late. Thanks so much for
me.
staying up super late, you guys.
Thanks for
No
running.
problem.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the marathon, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna be a quitter.
You quitter.
I'm gonna be a quitter.